Hello guys, let's talk silver today. Let's talk about what's happening. You know, mining silver. Picture if a guy had had a sandwich and he only had one tooth. And he was slowly eating that sandwich and it took him 10 minutes to get the sandwich down. Some other guy came along who had a full set of choppers, really good teeth, and cleaned the same sandwich down in 30 seconds. Well, this is what it was like for miners back 100 years ago. They were like the guy with one tooth. Now with modern mining techniques, modern mining equipment, it's like having a real good set of teeth, and you're able to go in there and chomp that ore out. And the silver is in the ore. And there's a certain set amount of silver. Now, if you go back 100 years ago, they were getting like 30 ounces per ton. Now it's dropping. It's like then it was like 16 ounces per ton. Now it's like they're getting right down there to those 10 or under, and it's dropping and dropping. And let's take a look at some of the charts right here. And oh, one other thing, they've only had one good silver discovery in the past few years. And it's in a mountain in China, in Mongolia. They found some tonnage there of silver. But I'm thinking to myself, I've done the research on it this morning, I'm thinking it's probably about 200 million ounces of silver when they get it all taken out, but it's mixed in with zinc. It's so heavily mixed in with zinc, it's going to take an awful lot of production work to get it out, to extract it. It's mostly all zinc. Okay? I'm going to go over that, and let's get the chart started and take a look at this stuff. Take a look at the real action that's going on here. Here's a chart right here from the Fresno mine, silver production. And you can see the decline in ore grades. The average. If you go back to 2005, it was like 15.2. And then it went along pretty good there. But you got to understand, they're digging it out really fast. And as they dig it out, they're digging out the best ore. And once that best ore is gone, then they have to go into subgrade ore and sub and worse. So you see 15.2 drops down by the year 2015. Now this isn't all the way to 2019. This stops at the year 2015. You can see that it's all the way down to 6.5 from 15.2. Ore grades are falling. Yield that they're getting out of the ore. And of course, you know, fuel prices are going up at the same time, you know. This is across the board. This is what's happening to world silver production, you know, is ore grades are starting to fall off. Now, what I'm expecting, of course, at the same time, you see that silver production did increase. But that's because extraction processes are that much more capable. It means they can extract it faster and easier. But it peaked in around 2015. Silver production peaked. And this basically means that they're digging it all out. In other words, they're eating the sandwich and now all they're left with is breadcrumbs. They've gobbled it up. They're gobbling it up. They're gobbling up the world's silver, basically. And so we did have a huge discovery. The latest huge discovery here. A huge silver deposit discovered in Inner Mongolia. Of course, you know the Chinese are going to keep it all for themselves because they're greedy for gold and silver. It says Chinese media is reporting that a large deposit of silver has been found in an autonomous region of Inner Mongolia in the Sangjanzini mountain near Inner Mongolia. So I did a little bit of research into this because they're being very coy about how much is there in the reserves. I wanted to find out how much is really there. So I did some research and I started digging around on the internet here, and I come up with some stuff. And this was what I come up with right here. I found that the Jingyi Silver was going to acquire 65% shares of Yungbang Mining. Now, Yungbang Mining is the company that's into this new discovery of silver. And they're paying them renminbi. $2.4 billion, $2 to $2.4 billion for the mine. And we find that this production here, this is what interested me the most, was when I come down here and I found out the production. And this gave me the numbers that I was looking for right in here. If I can see if I can highlight it. Why can't I highlight that? I hate laptops. Oh, they're a pain. Anyway, it says right here that it was 18,000 tons of silver. Now, that's the whole of the mine. That's everything they got in there if they dig it all out. And you know, these mines are going to take a few years to dig it all out, right? It says 861,000 tons of lead and 1.91 million tons of zinc. So it shows it's primarily a zinc mine with 1.91 million tons of zinc. So they're going to have to go through 1.91 million tons of zinc to get 18,000 tons of silver. You know, that's a lot of ore they're going to have to dig through. It's going to take them a long time to dig through that much ore to get this. And this, the Chinese are notorious for over-exaggerating what they really have. So if we're looking at 18,000 metal tons of silver, what that roughly translates into is 500 million ounces, basically. And that 500 million ounces probably is double what they really have, and it's going to take them a long time to dig that out. So we're probably really looking at probably a reserve of probably 200 million ounces. It's probably going to take them 10 years to get it, you know. And so breaking 10 years down into 200 million ounces, you're probably looking at about 10 million ounces a year coming out of this mine if they do good, you know, extracting the silver. So it's not going to make that big of a deal. And this is the biggest new discovery they got in the whole world. It shows that they've scoured the world. They got to go to Inner Mongolia to find one of the last reserves. It shows they've scoured everywhere for silver. They've looked under every rock. They've looked under every cranny. And most of the mines are getting all dug out now. They've dug out all the best ore. Ore grades are going to fall sharply in the upcoming years. I see in the next, probably within the next 10 years, ore grades falling off by 50%. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. So I saw an article on there this morning. It said that silver, I think it was on SJT report or whatever, it said that silver could overtake gold in price. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. But I would say that I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see it go back to 10 to 1. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. And what is it now? Over 80 to 1? It makes silver a super bargain, you know. And you think gold's going to stay static in price? You think it's going to sit there where it is right now? No, it's going to go up. It's going to go up soon. It's just about ready to start to, the scales are just about ready to start to tip in price. You know, so this makes it one of the best buys probably in the world right now at this particular time. So this is what's going on. This is their biggest discovery that they've had in recent times. This deposit in Mongolia, which China's probably going to take it all, smelt it into bars and take it all for themselves, just like they're grabbing up all the gold. It's all going east. It's all going from west to east. This is the story, and our mines are getting depleted. So we're going to need it for industry. Industry sucks up almost all of it. All of it goes into industry. What's left? What's left for investors? Well, this game that they've been running for the last few years, where they're creating paper silver contracts over 100 to 1, it's a game of musical chairs. And when this game of musical chairs comes to a stop, you better have your cards in order. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye-bye, guys.